Hi there, diamond painters. Here's part 2 of the moon. As promised, I'm going to complete her. Only thing that's left to do is her face, but in part 1 I was showing you where I accidentally leaned my arm on a spot on the canvas, didn't realize that the release paper had moved, and the oils from my skin made the area non-sticky. So I had told you that I had used golden matte medium. Let me show you the area. These were the 2 areas that I had to fix before I went on, but it was actually Liquitex. That's what I used. Acrylic matte medium. You can use this to your acrylic paints to make glosses and thin out your paints, but I used it, and you can also use it for collage. I used it on this area here to adhere the diamonds back on. It's dry. There's no, you really can't tell that I used a matte medium over that. I was actually looking to see if I could use this over my diamond painting to seal the diamond painting, but I didn't like the effect after. I felt like it dulled them a little bit, and so I wouldn't do it on this one. Anyway, she is wrapped around her pool noodle so that I can get to her face. That's all that is left. And when I am finished, I will be putting her on the door. So I'll hang her back up again so we can get a good look at her. I'm trying to get this done for 2 reasons. So first, let me say I have everything in these little trays off to the side where you can't see them. I'm probably not going to use this tray because this is what color. Okay. It makes me a little crazy working out of these little trays. I'm not used to it. So, put it back in my purple tray. So I'm rushing because my husband is actually done work today at 3:30, and when I tell you he's back home in 15 minutes, he's back home in 15 minutes. So I want to get this done before he walks in the door. That is one reason, and I'm using my skinny stylus that comes with the kits because I was using my heavier diamond painting pens last night, and you know, I make this analogy with your pens and with your hands that it's kind of going from like heels to flats. I love them both, but I also love to switch off. And right now my hand was just like, please use the skinny pens. So that's why I'm using my skinny stylus, but I do have my little chubby, I want to call it a shorty, and I think it's just beautiful with the moon. This is from Enabler's Outpost. But my hand was begging for a little bit more light of a feel, and also the extension. That's the other thing. And so that's one reason why pressed for time. The other thing is I'm getting a cat. I can't believe it. I cannot believe I'm going to have an animal back in this house because this September will be a year since my little Yorkie passed. His name was Honor. I may have talked about him on my diamond painting videos. I'm sure I did because I wanted to do a diamond painting of Honor and just talk about losing a pet. You know, diamond painting helped me through my grief, you know, because as I was saying in the previous video, you can turn your mind off. You don't, other than, you know, matching the symbol to the canvas, everything's been done for you. So there's nothing to do. And your mind can kind of relax and drift off, and it is just like meditation, I believe. That's why I lean towards meditative arts. I'm certified in Zentangle, of course, yoga, restorative and yin yoga, and vinyasa. And these are the things that I enjoy doing in my life. And so, you know, my hubby, even though my Yorkie was going on, he was 18 and a half. And even though he had a long life, and he had a good life, because he traveled with me, that little guy, that little bugger, you know, it's still never enough time. It's just never enough time. And I took it really badly because he was my constant companion. And even though I gave him a good life and I was like, I can release him and let him go, it really was not that easy. So John and I were talking about, you know, he's retiring from the post office next year, and he's like, I really don't want to have any animals because it's a big responsibility. I want to travel. And I've just been so upset lately that I said to him the other day, can I have a cat? and he looked at me and he was like, am I going to tell you no? I'm not going to tell you no. If it's going to make you happy, let's get a cat. And he's more excited than I am. So he's like, don't have them drop the cat off until I come home because I want to be here to greet the cat. And so how I got this cat was my son said, my friend needs to get rid of his cat. Do you want him? And I said, oh my God, Josh, I think you kind of know your animal when you see your animal. And I was like, I don't know. You know, John is just adamant about not having any more pets. And I was adamant that after Honor, I was done. I was not going to have any more pets. And I don't know. You know, he's like, well, you know, my friend has a daughter and she's been going back and forth to the hospital. She's 2 years old for respiratory problems. And they found out now that it's the cat, and he's going to have to take the cat to a shelter if he can't find somebody. And the last person was a family member, but then they just fell through. And I don't know, I saw this cat, looks exactly like my Bella. I had a cat, a rescue, a tabby, and it looked just like her. And I just couldn't get this cat out of my mind. And I was starting to cry over it, much like I did when I saw my first dog, who was also a Yorkie, and his name was Love. And when I saw him, I just knew that he was mine, and I tried to justify it in my mind. I was, you know, I had just opened the restaurant, and where was I going to find the time to have this dog? And I was like, to hell with it. He'll just come to work with me. I don't care. And I went back and got him. I adopted him, and then I adopted Honor after, and they were best buddies. So I just couldn't get this little cat out of my mind. And my son was like, no, somebody else is coming to get him. I'm like, Josh, I think you're lying to me. Don't lie to me. And he was like, Mom, I'm going to call him right now. And he's like, Josh, no, they fell through too. So he's like, I think my mom wants him. She just got to talk to her husband and, you know, and see. And John was like, listen, you've been really sad, and I think you're missing. This is more than just, you know, grief over Honor. I really think that, you know, you have a lot of love to give, and it's time. Let's get the cat. So I called the owner and I told him it's a go. And he was just so happy. He was like, I have Monday off, and I thought he was going to go to a shelter. You know, my daughter comes first, of course. She's just suffering. And I was like, what's his name? And he said, Foofy. And I was like, really? And he's like, I wanted him to have a really funny, unique name. I'm like, I use that word foofy all the time. And he's like, are you kidding me? I'm like, no. Like, when I want to make something foofy, like, like kind of like blossomy, you know, like, and he's like, oh, I don't believe it. I guess it's just meant to be. And I'm like, well, I intend to call him Mr. Foofy, because I called my dog Mr. Honor, Mr. Love. So Mr. Foofy is coming today at 6. And I think I'm going to have to get those cat trays next, because right now, as I was I wanted to put out the last of the colors in the little confetti trays, because I was like, I can't do this on camera where I'm like shaking things out, putting things away. I'll just put them out in confetti trays. Well, I think confetti trays are over, because this cat's 5 years old. I hear that he's really sweet and really lovable and really cuddly. And, you know, for as much as I said I wasn't going to get another animal, like, no one could replace my Honor or my Love or my Bella, you know. I think that when I lost Love, when Love passed, being that I had Honor, and Honor took it hard because they were best buddies, I think that I was grieving, yes, but I was also worried about Honor. And so I still had to do the things that I did every day. I had to get up, take them out, go for a walk, feed Honor, take him with me to work. So I was still in that routine where I think that ends when your animal passes away and you don't have another animal to take care of. Whereas Honor was a buffer for that grief. And that's what my friends were trying to tell me. They were like, you know, you're not that you're not passing through this. We know that you loved Honor. And, you know, I think it's time. My friends were literally telling me, I think it's time that you get another animal. So, yeah, that's what we're doing today. We're waiting for Mr. Foofy. Let's see, did I get all the X's here? And, you know, I've been speaking to Adam. He wanted to drop him off really his day off on Monday when I talked to him 2 days ago, because he needs time, you know. It's hard, you know, even though your daughter does come first. This is a part of the family, and I'm glad that, you know, he knows my son, because, you know, he could come here anytime he wants and see Mr. Foofy, and I hope that that, you know, gives him some comfort in knowing that that he can do that, to go back and come back and see his little kitty. I think also what I'm going to do, you know, I just off camera knocked one of the trays over. Of course I did. There's not even a cat here yet, and I'm already knocking trays over. Too big. Nope, too big. Let's go back. Do I have a 4? Oh, I'm back to the big pens. I think what I'm going to do is also, let me make sure I got the right color here. Why? Okay. I think also what I'm going to do is, my husband John loves when I get these done. He doesn't really, even though we're in the same room and he's got, you can see his chair behind me, of course, in the videos, and he's reading or whatnot, and I'm doing my thing over here. He won't look at my diamond painting. He won't look at the progress. He won't say, like, how's it going? Because I'm sitting here and he's reading and we're still having a discussion, talking about stuff. And then I usually do this in the evening, and then we go up to bed, and he won't say, like, how's it going? How you doing? You know, let me see the progress that you're making. He wants to see it when it's done. And my friends were like, oh my God, you and John doing a discussion was so interesting when you got done your Van Gogh. Please do a podcast. And I had a couple people ask me to do a podcast with my husband, because he's got a very distinctive voice and he's very interesting to listen to. And Van Gogh was his favorite painter, and so that was a good discussion that we had just off the cuff. We didn't prepare for it or anything. They were like, oh, you and John, but he's going to be doing his own thing. You know, he's got a lot going on for when he retires. He might just poof disappear in front of me. He's got a lot going on. He's a musician, and he's got a lot that he's got a lot on his bucket list to do. And it's really crazy because a lot of things that he's had on his bucket list are coming to fruition now. He just recently, if you're here in Philly, you know what this is. He is parcel post for the post office, and the Curtis Center is a beautiful school, and usually a lot of the prodigies that come out of there, you know, you can catch them sometimes in Rittenhouse Square, and they're giving concerts. Oh my God, the Curtis Center is just so beautiful. The acoustics, the room. And anytime he goes anywhere where he delivers, and he's so lucky. He's like in the cultural part of the city. You know, believe me, he made his bones, but now he's in where like a lot of the music schools are. And anytime he goes to deliver something, he's like, "Can I play a song on the piano?" And it's been 5 years. He's been asking them if he could play a song, and they're like, "No, you cannot." You know, this is like going to Carnegie Hall or something. No, you cannot play the Steinway. And so he finally got a yes. And he was like, "Can you record this for my wife?" And he was on the Steinway, and he sang a song that he wrote for me for our wedding. And I just had tears in my eyes all over again because it's a dream of his to play that room and the acoustics. Oh my God. So wonderful. Let me see the color that I knocked over. Hopefully I don't need many of them because they're all over the desk. Because I'm getting ready for the cat. So that's been really wonderful for him. And you know, we want to travel, and we were planning. Well, I'm sorry, we weren't planning. I actually ran into him when I was still. When we were not dating, and I ran into him in the post office, and he was all dressed up, and I was like, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh, I'm getting my passport because I am traveling to Italy." And I was like, "Oh, that's wonderful. Oh my God, have a great time." Oh, he's coming in the door. I have to tell him to be quiet. Here he comes. Why is he early? John?
Yes?
I'm filming.
You expecting somebody else?
No, but I am filming. I'm getting, it's the last couple of diamond drills that I have to put in to complete this, so. And I was actually talking about you when I ran into you in the post office.
People told me that that red plant likes a lot of sunlight, and
Okay.
we water at least twice a week.
Okay. Is that what you're going to do?
No, I'm not doing that.
He bought me a plant. He's like, "No, I'm not doing it." So remember when I ran into you in the post office, and you were getting your passport because you were going to Italy? He's not listening. And yeah, and then the pandemic hit, so no Italy for him. We decided to date because he wasn't going anywhere. and then we decided to get married. Okay, home stretch. Here we go. A few more of this color. I'm glad that I didn't knock so many over that I had to go salvage them off the desk. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get those cat trays now. I see everybody with them. I'm like, really? Does it protect a cat from knocking over the tray? I do have oops, yikes, come on. I do have a sticky mat, so that helps. Oh my gosh, her face is so beautiful. So I was thinking when I was done this, you know, John and I could do a little post review. He doesn't know it yet. I don't know if I should say anything now. He's just getting in. Sounds like he's busy in the refrigerator. Oh my gosh, there's only one more color left and then it's done. Can't contain myself. Oh my God, one more tray. See, he doesn't want to see it until it's done. Make sure I got the right color, yes. I like this little purple tray too. How I might be able to use my like those skills that I have with my finger. Two at a time. There we go. One there. And one there. That never works for me. There you go. Three here. This is when, you know, when I'm counting, this is when I have flashbacks to doing counted cross stitch, which I did back in the 80s. Babe,
Yes.
I'm almost done.
I'm very excited for you.
Are you going to do the post review with me? Like you did the last time with Vincent?
Well,
I'll give you a glass of wine.
hold on. You're not doing that today, are you?
No, but I am going to hang her up so that, you know, people...
I'll do the post with you, but I won't do it today. I mean, you already got me. I already could have went to the store and got the stuff I needed. You told me not to go.
Okay, hold on. Wait a minute. You're making me confused, even though there's one color left. We're going to go.
Again, could have been done. Not have to leave my house. You told me don't go without me. When I come home and you're filming Diamond Paint.
That's all right. It's 5 more minutes. Said no one ever. Especially a woman. Just give me 5 minutes. I'll be ready.
Don't take your time. I'm going upstairs to play, so.
So, well, right there you go. So, what should I call you when I'm done? So you could, so we could go?
I suppose.
All right. Thank you, my love.
Well,
And he's like that all the time. He's not like that just because he knew I was filming. He's like that all the time. Oh my God, this is so exciting. But you know what I have to do before I finish this row? I have to, of course, oh, here's the 4 that fell on I can pick it up right off the desk. I don't have to open the bag again. Here it is. This is the 4. I missed it. Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. And the whole day my head has been spinning about what to start next. Because I really wanted to start the little portrait of Honor, in honor of Honor. And it's small, you know, because then Drills and Chills is starting September the 1st, and I have Haunted to do for that one. Oh my gosh, it's so satisfying to hear those snap in like that. So, yes, Drills and Chills. If you're doing Drills and Chills, let me know. Let me know which one you're doing. I love being a part of events, you know. There's such a sense of community on Facebook, on the Facebook page with Drills and Chills. So fun, you know, to watch, to see everyone's, what they're doing, which painting they chose. And even if you're not doing it, just to see what everyone chose is so much fun. So much fun. And you get to be introduced to other companies too, because there's a lot of companies I didn't know about that I found on the page. And you know, I've never been into Halloween. So now my husband decides that he's going to sing in the background. Oh my God. Well, I think I'm just going to be quiet and let him sing. He's been doing this all day though. Oh my God, people. We have one more row. I'm literally shaking. Isn't it crazy? I'm literally shaking. Let me get this last one in here. 3, 2, and 1. 1 and done. There's nothing missing. There's one missing right here. Do you want to believe it? And I know what color it is. It's that dark brown. The G. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I just was making a joke. Is there any missing? And there's one right there. It's so light. That symbol had to be had to be the lightest symbol on the chart. But I happen to have them all out here, so here we go. There we go. Oh my gosh, she is done. So I'm gonna hit the pause and I'm gonna hang her up on the wall like I did earlier. 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Here we go. Let me turn this around. She is done. Look at that gorgeous face. I'm going to step back. There she is. I love, again, those orbs in the background. And when I watched part 1, the playback, there is a sense of movement here with her gown. You can see it's blowing upward. I love those little yellow ABs on her gown. They're gorgeous. But just the way the colors, the color blocking was blended very nicely. There's a lot of color blocking in this canvas. But when I was looking at the playback, I can also sense the distance. Even though the moon is dropped behind her head, it's almost like she's standing on planet Earth, like she's somewhere in the universe. She's in the universe, somewhere in the universe. She's in the universe, standing on Earth. And well, we are in the universe, aren't we? We're just spinning on this blue marble, but she's in space, you know, standing on Earth as like this giant person. And the moon is behind her. You know, she's just defying gravity and just very ethereal sense. And the way that I was sitting, and I was also sitting off to the side, I was catching her from the side. And there was just that feeling of floating. Let me get back some. Yeah, I mean, she's just beautiful. And I know that I was a little bit taken back by the skin tone and the highlighting and the contouring of the arms and the shoulders. It's not bothering me that much. I really want to see how this painting shifts in the light. Oh my God, look at those little orbs. I'm just so attracted to them, and the circles on her gown. I am just, oh gosh, so blown away. I just love it. I love it. And I saved all my information that I had from Mucha because I was hoping that John was going to say yes, like let's do another video where we talk about the artist. And so in the post review, I will do that. But there again, there's that color blocking around the perimeter. You can really see where there's blocks of color. And that's what made this move very quickly for me. Again, I started this on July 28th. It is August the 19th. I wanted this to be part of ABs in August, but it started August 1st, and being that I started this July 28th, I couldn't participate. But there are 5 ABs to this painting. The pink color in her hair is an AB. There's 2 different ABs around the moon. Let me pull back here. Okay, so this is one color AB. This is another color AB. The pinks are the AB. The outline in black, the black is black 310 AB, and then the yellow AB. So there's 5 ABs in here, and it just is stunning. I love it. Thank you for keeping me company throughout this process, this little journey. Oh my gosh, look at that gown. Just look at it, the way it blows up. I just love it. And you know, for being here while I finished it too. And I think the next video is probably either going to be me and John or me and Mr. Foofy. Thank you, Diamond Painters. See you soon. Have a nice weekend. Bye.